Tesla is not in a buy zone, it's not in a sell zone either. Right now, Tesla is at a decision point that could define the next major move. Good morning, this is Ken. Today, I want to break down what's really happening with Tesla stock, and more importantly, what most investors are getting wrong right now. Because the key level is not $400, it's $370. And now, Tesla has clearly broken below that level. So the real question is not, should you buy or should you sell? The real question is, what kind of phase are we in right now? And how should you position yourself before the next big move begins? Let's start with the biggest misunderstanding in the market right now. Many investors are asking, is this a crash? Is this the dip to buy? But that's actually the wrong way to look at it. This is not about reacting. This is about recognizing. Because what we're seeing right now is not a confirmed outcome. It's a transition. And this is exactly where most investors make the biggest mistakes. Now, let's talk about the key levels. Yes, Tesla broke below $400. That's a psychological level, and it matters. But the real level, the structural level, is 370. Why? Because that's where previous support was holding. That's where buyers stepped in before, and now that level is gone. So this is not just noise. This is a structural shift. Next, let's look at the trend. Right now, Tesla is making lower highs and lower lows. That's the definition of a downtrend. Last week, we could still argue that the market was undecided, but now it's clear. This is a bearish structure. And when you're in a bearish structure, you don't fight the trend. You observe it. Now let's bring in the moving averages. The 20-day is down, the 50-day is down, and most importantly, the 200-day is also down. On top of that, the price is now below the 200-day moving average. This is critical because the 200-day line represents the long-term trend. And when price breaks below it, it tells you that weakness is not just short-term. It's spreading across all time frames, short-term, mid-term, and long-term. Now, let's look at RSI. In the short term, Tesla is approaching oversold levels. So yes, a bounce can happen anytime. But here's the key point. On the daily time frame, there is still room to go lower, which means even if we get a bounce, that bounce is likely temporary, not a reversal, and this is where many investors get trapped. They see a bounce and they think the trend has changed, but in reality, it's just a reaction inside a larger downtrend. Now let's talk about volume, because this is actually the most important signal right now. What we're seeing is not panic selling. If this were a real crash, you would see a massive spike in volume and aggressive capitulation. But that's not happening. Yes, volume is increasing, but it's controlled, which tells us something very important. This is not fear. This is repositioning. So what's really going on here? This is where I want to give you my perspective. There hasn't been any major negative news about Tesla itself. Nothing fundamentally broken. So why is the stock dropping? In my view, this is not about Tesla alone. This is about the broader market. We're seeing capital rotation. Money is moving. And at the same time, expectations around AI, robotics, and FSD are being recalibrated. Not rejected, recalibrated. That's a big difference. Now, let's talk about what happens next. I want to break this into 3 scenarios because this is not a single outcome situation. First, the bearish scenario. If Tesla stays below 370 and the bounce remains weak, then the next target is around 340 to 350. This is a key historical support zone, and if we get there, that's where the next real test begins. Second, the neutral scenario. If Tesla quickly reclaims 370 and moves toward 380, then we could see a retest of 400. But let's be clear, even in this case, this is still a rebound, not a trend reversal. For a true reversal, we would need strong catalysts. And right now, those are not clearly visible yet. Third, the bullish scenario. If Tesla stabilizes and we start to see strong volume supporting a base, then yes, a trend reversal becomes possible. But as of now, this scenario has a lower probability, not impossible, but not the base case. So let's summarize. $400 was the first signal, $370 is the real signal, and now we are below it, which means we are not at the result. We are in the middle of a decision point. So what should you do right now? This is the part everyone wants to know. And the answer is simple. Don't rush, because the direction is not confirmed yet. And when you force a decision in an uncertain market, that's when losses happen. What matters now is the next move. Does Tesla reclaim 370 or does it continue to stay below? That's it. That's the key. Now, from a long-term investor perspective, this is where things get interesting, because if you truly believe in Tesla's future, AI, robotics, FSD, then this kind of phase is not something to fear. It's something to manage, which means instead of going all in, you think in terms of scaling. You build your position gradually. You stay flexible. And in my opinion, this is where skill really shows, not when everything is going up, but when the market is uncertain. So let me ask you, do you think Tesla reclaims 370, or do you think we're heading lower from here? Let me know in the comments. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to like the video. I post Tesla insights every day, so if you want to stay ahead of the market, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and as always, let's enjoy the future with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.